rolling.
Okay, this is our 10th year of running the EICU for Baptist Health System. And what this is it's a technological platform that allows us to leverage intellectual capital. And by that, we can take the bedside and bring it to a control room like this, where we have the capability of monitoring every ICU bed in the Baptist system from one remote location. And that's important because it allows very senior nurses and critical care trained physicians to oversee the care that's delivered at the bedside. We have a shortage of ICU physicians and nurses in the country, and by the capability, this allows us to, as I said, leverage our intellectual capital. So at nighttime, during the daytime, we have the bedside physicians who are running the show in the ICUs. At nighttime, we'll have one ICU physician here and usually 3 senior ICU nurses with average experience is probably 15 to 20 years each. And it allows us to let the nighttime people sleep until such time as they're actually needed. And so, for example, if a nurse at the bedside has an issue with a patient, he or she can trigger the EICU to come into what we say, come into the room, where they can turn the camera on, they can look at the patient, they can actually talk to the patient or the patient's family remotely. And it's a two-way camera system and communication system where the family and the patients and the nurses can see the physician here, and we can see the patient and the family in the room. The resolution on the cameras is so good we can actually count the eyelashes. And so it allows us to look at a patient. And so a lot of times a nurse might be afraid to call a physician at 2:30 or 3 in the morning because they don't want to wake him up and the physician's tired, the physician is getting out of bed and groggy. Here we have a physician who's awake, we have nurses who are awake, and they can call into the room and go, hey, what do you think about this patient? Do they look good? Do they look bad? And you can communicate with like I said, the nurse, the patient, the family, and we can do everything from here remotely other than procedures. So, and the system also has a lot of alarms built in that trigger early warnings. For an example, if you have a patient, we know what the heart rate should be running, we can program the software to let us know that the heart rate changes one way or the other abruptly. It'll trigger an alarm where the nurse here will look at the patient and also activate the physician. So it's a giant safety net, if you will, and it's a way of extending care from just the bedside during the daytime to also the nighttime.